Think about the last time someone asked you how you are. You likely said, "Fine, good, busy, can't complain." Now, consider the actual internal reality you were experiencing in that moment. For most of us, those two things have almost nothing in common. You knew it, the person asking likely knew it, and yet both of you smiled and moved on to the next topic. We navigate our lives through these polite fictions. We wear invisible masks in every room we walk into. We assume the primary threat is other people discovering who we really are. But the mask performs a slower surgery. After years of the act, you lose the ability to distinguish the performance from the person underneath. Nobody starts life managing impressions. A 2-year-old expresses raw emotion without editing or an interest in how they are perceived. Then conditioning begins. Children learn certain emotions make others uncomfortable. Crying is weakness. Anger is punished. Neediness is a burden. They adapt by editing themselves, grinding down rough edges to perform the version that secures the best reaction. By adulthood, this conscious editing has become entirely automatic. It happens so quickly you don't even notice the filter is active. What began as a defensive tool becomes the permanent architecture of a life. The mask stops being something you put on and becomes who you believe you are. We usually maintain an entire wardrobe of personas, rotating them depending on the room we enter. The competence mask is for those who learned that falling apart is not an option. They project total control, even when their personal life is in a state of collapse. The happiness mask is for the person who is always positive and encouraging, someone who gives everything to others and keeps nothing for their own internal emptiness. The toughness mask treats vulnerability as a liability. This person responds to emotional conversations with cold logic because they decided long ago that feelings are dangerous. The pleasing mask is the most exhausting. It requires constant monitoring of everyone else's reactions, shape-shifting to mirror whatever the current environment seems to want. Every one of these archetypes serves the exact same function. They ensure the wearer is never truly seen. Impression management creates a heavy, invisible weight. It produces a chronic exhaustion that drains energy away from the actual experience of living. It leads to a specific type of isolation, the feeling of being completely unknown while standing in a crowded room. The mask's structure creates a mechanical failure. We built this thick outer ring to secure connection. Since others only connect with the act, the authentic self never experiences acceptance. The performance is safe, but the person remains isolated. The mechanism we use to guarantee our safety is the same one that guarantees our loneliness. Unmasking is not a sudden, radical oversharing. It starts with small moments, pausing for a second and giving an answer that is slightly more honest than fine. It involves practicing vulnerability in a safe, controlled environment first, whether that's a journal, even a therapist, or one trusted friend. Taking the mask off will cause some people to drift away. They were attached to the performance and will lose interest when the act stops. This attrition serves as a filter. It separates superficial attachments from the people who are actually capable of seeing you. Your mask kept you safe for a long time. It did exactly what it was designed to do, and you don't need to shame yourself for having worn it. But there is a whole worthy person underneath the editing. Retiring the performance and risking being known by at least one person is the only way to build a relationship that is actually real.